Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Cryptolifer Show, baby. Oh, shout out to everybody here on this beautiful Thanksgiving Day. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Hope you're with your families, you finished traveling, and you're where you need to be. Or maybe some people are still on the way. I might be on the radio. You never know. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for jumping on in. A beautiful day to be alive. Bitcoin giving us a little bit of a Thanksgiving treat here at $90,000. I think that's a pretty good thing to have, right? Yeah. You know, better than dumping down to 75, right? I'll take it. I'm thankful for a day where Bitcoin isn't tanking on Thanksgiving. It actually feels pretty light today. Sometimes Thanksgiving feels kind of, you know, I guess in the East Coast, it's a darker day. You know, usually it's a cold day. But here in Florida, it's a beautiful day. You know, it's going to be in the 80s. It's going to be another wonderful day here in Florida. So, hey, kind of feels, you know, a little different in Florida. It is, you know, the passing of my mom. She died on Thanksgiving 2 years ago. It's tough for me on Thanksgiving. Last year was very hard. I think this year will be the year where I can kind of come out of my shell. Last year was tough. I was sitting there just kind of like, but this year, you know, I have so much to be thankful for. A lot happened this year. I know my mom's with me in my heart and soul, and you know, for her, I'm going to be happy and be full of God, full of grace, full of God's energy, and just be happy every single day, right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here. If you're jumping on in and you have early bird access to the Black Friday sale, all right, you can jump on in and use that code. That's going to give you an added discount for the next 24 hours. So remember that form that you could have filled out for the last few weeks that I talked about over and over again? If you filled that out, you got access, you got a code, and that gave you access to a sale today, 24 hours in advance, all right? Use those codes today. Don't forget, if you have the code sitting in your email, check your spam. If you can't find it, it's there. Use that code to get the awesome, most affordable premium Discord in the game. No days off, Sammy, the everyday hitter, never quitter. Let's break down BTC. Let's have some fun. Here we are on weeks. The last trade I made, nice little gainer from 90. You know, I scalped that big pump as it started to go from 90,005. I was up actually, I think, 700 or 800 at one point. I probably could have taken it, but it was so fast and furious. I had another trade on MEXC. This trade was only up like 500, I think. Yeah. But that was it this year, you know? And it went, 91.8? Yeah, and I ended up selling as we kind of came down. I said, why don't I just take it and pay the trader? And lately, you know, I've been teaching people this. And so you flash the P&L. It's funny. It will be a little, you know, even this is, because now it only takes a select amount of trades. Well, look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses. 7 wins, 6 losses. And like the other ones were, you know. And again, it's going to start changing, right, as the P&L changes. But there was way more trades. I should show like the entire thing. I wonder if I can add more trades. But you can still even see 1,300 plus 700 is $2,000, plus this is 2,400, and the losses is 1, 2, 3, 4, about $500, right? So it's still 1,900 in gains, and you just keep. I didn't add these two too. So you can see it's just way more wins than losses. Small losses, big wins. Keep the losses super small, around $100, and let the rest win. And this is kind of the way to trade. You know, you don't have to be a big shot. It's little by little. You'll see the account grow. You have more in the account than you had before. Right? So that's the plan. That's the goal. Below the 200 moving average on the 5-minute time frame is usually a bear sign for me. Bit of a bear flag possible too. Could Bitcoin be, you know, struggling and going down today? You never know. Back to 89K. Interesting thing. Let's take a look at BTC and break it down. Last night I said look for the 1 hour to come to the 21-day moving average. We did come hit it. We kind of made a nice little pump up there, went to 91.8 and got drawn back down. A bit of a double top, kind of some bear div. You can see it's bearish divergence as the RSI does swing down, price swung up. I saw it on the 15-minute time frame too last night. I said I see some bearish div on the 15. You can see the 15-minute kind of had this nice uptrend here, but you know, here it was in a downtrend. So I saw that as bearish div. That's another reason why I kind of decided to get out of my trade right around here. I saw the bearish divergence. I saw it surging up again as I went to sleep, and I said, man, and this did look like a flag to me here, see? I said, man, they might pump this thing. And I was edging, I was like, man, I should, you know, and it was tough because, like, but then I said, man, the 1 hour is just too far for the 21. And I turned my computer off and I went to sleep, and I did the right thing. You know, every once in a while I do chase that 15-minute flag because you never know. Last night I just said, hey, I'm done and I'm cooked. And so far, so good. So here we are with BTC. A bit of an awkward formation, but what we could be seeing is this. A nice little bounce here. This could turn into a beautiful ascending triangle that really starts to move. The key is we got above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. Had we got rejected by this, everything would have changed. We got above it. Boom. And I tell you how explosive the 200 is, right? And we went over this many, many times. This is what I do on the 1 minute. See, I saw this happen on the 1 minute. I saw it happen on the daily. I saw it happen on the 30 second, the 5. I said, man, I could trade this on any time frame at anytime I see it. I said, again, we hit it. Boom. Unbelievable. Bit of a double bottom there, too, as you can see. Right? Amazing. It's just amazing. Price action is absolutely beautiful. If you can see it, it's there, right? And that's why I'm always looking, always digging, always. It's like an anthropologist. Like, I'm just moving the dust around. I'm going deep underground. I'm always looking. I'm dusting off what other people can't see, that dirt, and I'm looking into the murky waters here to see if there's something there. Shout out to everybody here. God bless everyone here on the live. Shout out to Zeno. Shout out to Bellico X. Shout out to our man Vegas Claw. Vincenzo NYC. Reliable J. Sin Games. Milligan's Travels. My peoples. Shout out to Dylan Gorley. Deep Doge Viking. Juan Ruiz. My man. Crypto Plumber in the house. Holding it down. Rave Song Records on Thanksgiving. My goodness. I didn't think you'd bless us with our presence. This man is a family man. I think he has sweet potatoes to be whipping up right now. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate you. So we're going to get back to this idea here on the 1 hour time frame. But we get a tweezer bottom there. It's interesting. And to me, man, it's all about tweezer bottoms. I started learning every single bottom happens with a tweezer bottom. So why not just trade them every time I see them? Like you went at this one, the second this candle turned green, you just go at it with a stop loss below this wick. And like that was a payday. You don't have to know anything else. You don't even have to know about indicators or anything. You don't have to know a thing. Just trade this. Short that. This one they got us. They went and raided liquidity. Nothing is perfect, but man, this one was pretty awesome. You just waited for the red and the green and then took it with the stop loss, and that was your bottom. Calling bottoms with the candle wicks, man. This one was a raid too. They raid a lot. But that's the key. When it comes up, you gotta wait. If you wait for the candle to close or at least get halfway, like I like to front run it personally but after the dip. So you wait for the dip. Nasty dip. But if this candle comes up and next thing you know it's green and you see it like next to that one, I'm like, okay. Then I put the stuff because I'm like, they already rated. They already rated it. It's unlikely. They don't go down and down, sometimes, but it's unlikely, right? So yeah, just learning this skill. And honestly, I didn't even know this. No one really taught me this. I just started doing it like a year ago. Like I've saw this for years, but just didn't, right there. That was all you had to do was buy that with a stop low there and just not be greedy. Buy that with a stop below, not be greedy, right? It's just amazing. And you only have to win 3 out of 10. Look, you'll win half of them or more the way it looks like. So anyway, another way to trade, another idea, another skill. I did it on the 12 hour for everybody, right? I gave you guys this. I did this on Twitter for the world. I was nice enough to give the bottom to everyone for free on Twitter. So look, if you go here and you take a look and you see on November 21st, and actually before this, I did long it. I said, would you long this? Other tweet said, would you long this with me, right? Bitcoin inverted head and shoulder projection, right? And you could see that it was likely going to come up at least to this resistance. I mean, that was a good trade. And again, it's tweezer bottom, put the stop loss below the wick and have at it. And I did front run, right? I had to front run, but look at the RSI, MACD, Stokes looked good. Everything was on the come up. And yeah, I tried it there and they got me. I think right here, I tried the same thing here and they got me. Again, I long the tweezer bottom. I got taken out. But then I could see on the smaller time frame we were rolling over. Remember, we shorted here for some good money. And so, I took a couple shorts there. So now we're, and this is so, and it's funny, I like to read the comments. High risk, not enough pattern for entry. Tweezer bottoms, RSI oversold, I'm longing. My man, right? The head's way too deep to be a head and shoulder. Plus, you didn't get a weekly bottom digital yet, so not happening. Wrong. It's funny. Some of your head and shoulders are super sketchy. I noticed you love to find them all over. Wrong. It's so funny. No, a lot more downside to come yet. Interesting, right? Just one more bullish catalyst that all it takes to resume its uptrend. Interesting. Play the card dry, why wouldn't you? Yeah, worth a shot. Certainly lines up with the DCB idea before another macro leg down. See, I like this guy idea because it's like he's saying, hey, it could pump. But, I'm the same way. I'm not like, I see people that are overly bullish. I like this. It looks solid, set up. Might wait for confirmation, but feel bullish on this pattern. And it was awesome. I like these comments. Keep them coming. I really like the comments. This was awesome, right? And then, we reposted it and said, hey, anyone remember the post about Bitcoin long I was taking? The gains you'd be in it if you copy traded this? Bang, right? Anyway, shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And Black Friday sale is coming. All right? Black Friday sale is coming. So if you got those codes, early bird access is today. Use those codes to jump on in to the Black Friday sale. And that's going to be running all weekend long. Okay? So the 12-hour entry down here just continued to pump. Beautiful place to take some profit really at resistance, because this is support. Previous support becomes resistance. It would make sense. I can regroup, find another rate, so I'm basically out of all lev trades. We did very well. I've been trading long this whole time, just taking pieces, not only in my weeks account, but also my Mexi account, and having a good time. So it's been a blast. We even opened up a long here on Tesla, and Tesla doing damage, right? Of course, the markets are closed today. I believe on Thanksgiving they shall be, but the last we left it at was a 74% gain for Tesla. Monster move up. Looks like it'll gap up when we open up. The next time, I believe, you'll see a move to the upside here for Tesla. I called the bottom for Tesla off this bottom trend line here. It's an ascending triangle. I see it getting tight, making an inverted head and shoulder. Getting tight here and breaking up to the upside, eventually headed all the way to $834, right? Yeah, $835 I got in my mind there. A nice chubby gain there. So I'll risk $1,600 for $5,500. And honestly, it probably should be $16,000 for $55,000 and up the ante here. But, I'm light on the levy. I keep it, I don't, And a 409 ended at 426. Beautiful call for Tesla. Up 74% so far on the trade. Which is, and again, don't have to use a lot. Only using $400 to make $5,500. It's almost like an options call, if you think about it. Right? And that's how you 10x your money. I mean, you turn $400 into $5,500 in 3 months. If you told someone you did that, they'd be like, how did you do that? So I did it with a little bit of TA and a little bit, and again, we'll see what happens. This thing could go right down and stop me out. You never know. It's, trading is trading. That's why it's called a stop loss. Anyway, let's go back in and do our top-down analysis for BTC like we do every single day. Shout out to all you awesome people here. I'm excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thank you for giving the sauce every day, regardless of the holidays. Oh, man, I just love you guys. It's what I do for a living, and I just get so much out of teaching and being here. I wouldn't change it for the world. Every day is every day. I always say every day is every day, right? And any day is any day. I love, you could do, I love Jamie says, you can do anything you want, but you can't do everything, right? And it's kind of true, because we go to new cities a lot and we travel and you look at all the things, you could go here, you could go there, we can do anything we want. Well, we might only have 2 days and it might take 6 hours to get there and 8 hours to get there but we physically can't do everything, right? We could do anything we want, but we can't do everything. So you got, you can see all your, basically what it means is you have options to do it all, but you can't do it all. Just, I want to see every single let's just say I want to see every single city in the world that ever existed. And it's like, it's maybe if you even traveled your whole life constantly, it wouldn't happen. You'd you know. So you could do anything you want, but you can't do everything, right? And so just an interesting idea. It's so simple, but yet it has such another meaning. Look at this resistance here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you keep hitting it, you're going to break the door. $90,900 BTC. And look, that's a inverted head and shoulder, is it not? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. That should break to the upside. Wow. That's some serious Chopolino there for Bitcoin. And again, you wait for it to get back above the 200 moving average. You wait for the 21 to touch price action, and we jump on in. That's what you're looking for. You know, that's what I would be, you know. Happy Thanksgiving, Price family. Much love. Shout out to God is Love with the 528 hertz, my man, with the 333. Thank you so much. May God bless you and yours. Thank you so much for giving back. That'll come back to you tenfold. You didn't have to give, but you did. And I appreciate it. Yeah, and I joined like the social part of a country club, which is, you know, it's not as inexpensive as people think it is, but, you know, it's an added cost of life. But what it does is they have a beautiful Thanksgiving meal today, right? So we just go there as a family. We, you know, it is, you know, I think it's somewhat pricey. And, but then, you know, no one has to cook. No one has to do dishes. We can eat as much as you want. It's a buffet style. You can just sit there and eat to your heart desire. And when you're just, you know what I mean? And then you go home and there's no leftovers, so you're not eating it all night and all day long. Kind of miss that, though. You know, I do miss my mom's leftovers. I'll be honest. I would much rather go see my mom, everybody. But you know what? To get over the pain, it's just almost easier that I'm not in like a house kitchen watching my wife cook. There's something about like just going there, and it's more of like a restaurant vibe. I think it makes it a little easier for me. If I was at someone's house right now watching their mother cook, I think I might break down. You know, I might just be like, oh man, I can't do it, you know. So, I'm sorry, anyone just jumping on in. My mom died on Thanksgiving 2 years ago. Sorry. I know. Let's get back into the TA. I know, I don't want to be morbid. And I shouldn't bring it up as much. Some people are like, stop bringing it up. I get it. It just is, it is what it is, man. It's Thanksgiving. Everyone's like, how's your mom? Oh, she's great. You know, she's up in heaven watching me. So while we're looking for this to pump, we need that flag on the 1 minute to get real tight here and break to the upside. I like this long position. Can we get the Thanksgiving move above the 200? And look, that's forming into the model here. I have a model where I use the 200 moving average in conjunction, in basically my accomplice is the 21-day moving average. So they move together as they collide. Price action tends to get tight. When the 21 tends to cross, we get close. There's boom. An algorithm is always somehow triggered like 90% of the time I've watched in my life, and it tends to send price on a massive move, just like it did yesterday on the 1 hour time frame. This is just same thing. Look, we'll bounce to the 1 hour. Oh, I got to do my top-down analysis, right? But you bounce to the 1 hour, and look, the bot has finally got one of the buys in the money. Just has to get to 102 now to get out of this. And now, look, a previous resistance has been formed. Like whenever you have a resistance, a sharp one like this, so you have a bounce, you can't get, you show support because you bounce. You lose that. You come and test it, you fall. You test it, you fall. You come one more time to test it, and you can't handle it. It looks like a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. A lot of people shorted this shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see that? How did we long? Well, because I knew it could go either way. Remember? And I sat there all day, and I said, should we long? I even showed you the short. I said, man, the probability is likely short because we're in a downtrend. I said, I'm going to stay long, though. At the last minute yesterday, if you watch my channel, I said, I'm staying long. And boom, we explode. Then I saw the 5 minute doing exact, and boom. A lot of respect, Sammy Legend. I found you a gem. No, your mom is surprised. Sorry for your loss, man. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. I actually think that maybe we should think of him in just another dimension. I don't think exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. We just move on to another realm. 100%. A mother is learning about strengths you didn't know you had and dealing with fears you didn't know existed. That's why it's so hard. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Guys, I left the 99 last week and I found out better. I joined the 999. You're the man, dude. God bless you. That's very nice of you. Black Friday sale on this monthly access. Don't have the money for the monthly and the quarterly. No worries, man. 4 hour needs to touch the 21. Yep, I can't believe it's another year that your mom has passed. Hope the best for you and your family. Thank you, man. God bless you. Send it lifer. God bless, brother. Everyone, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And moving on to, I don't want to make it, nice little move here for Bitcoin. Just want to see how this plays out. I've just learned not to get into the trade till the 21 can get the cross. Sometimes you'll miss, it's very rare I'll miss the move, but, because this is about basically finding almost what's 90% of the time there's no drawdown. I get in and the trade starts to move. It's crazy, right? I never have to see red. So I was like, wow, I don't want to ever see red. I was like, how can I get into trades where I never see red? You know what I mean? And most people would say that's impossible. Like, there's going to, I said, no. There's got to be a way to mathematically get as close as I can. I expect to be perfect. Sometimes it's not going to happen. But I expect perfection in these trades. Like, I expect to get in and price to bounce immediately. I expect to look absolutely, just low stochastic on the, I get in on the low stochastic curve. Things just, I've just trained myself to do certain things. If you want to know how to do the way I do, trade the way I trade, come on in, take this class. It's going to be this Saturday. Even on this holiday weekend, we teach class. Hit the link right there to jump on in. You're home with family anyway. Just jump on in for 3 hours. Real quick, from 9 a.m. to 12 on Saturday morning. Hit the QR code to find out more. Jump on into class today. Okay? Today, baby. Today. Well, your mom and dad, Sam, has really grown emotionally. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I really agree about that. Thank you. It's taken time. Thank you for watching me grow emotionally, man. No, all jokes aside, I have grown up on this channel. You guys have watched me go from 37 to 42. I've live streamed 5 years of my life. You guys have watched me change. I'm an older man. I'll be 50 in 8 years, right? It will be, and you guys saw me at 37. Like, you'll see a big chunk of my life just pass by on this live stream. Unbelievable, right? It's life, man. You had your Thanksgiving treat, he said, now 77K. You guys are funny. Yeah, you never know. So let's get back to the top-down analysis. I thought there was going to be some action right now. So I was watching the 1 minute, but I'm going to stay away. Probably not going to trade today. If I'm a smart boy, I'm going to stay away from the markets. So the monthly. We keep going over the same facts. If we can stay above 82,500, 480 there, we can see actually when the candle opens. It opens at 82,555, 550. So at 82,550. As long as Bitcoin can stay above 82,550, we remain, mostly bullish on the monthly chart. Because it says, hey, the monthly has, a move on to the upside. Another thing that we could take a slight look at here for me is this is hidden bullish divergence. And it's almost like Bitcoin is starting to progress in a bigger manner. Honestly, this hidden bullish, I've trusted this so much, so many times. And there it is. I mean, wicking past the 786. Now it's back into the golden pocket. I mean, I've made that buy so many times in my life. On the weekly, on the daily. I've never made it on the monthly because I don't think I've ever seen it on the monthly. But man, that is I love this signal. Like, this is the signal that's made me more money than anything in the world. This signal right here for Bitcoin. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. So you go over to a bit of spot, right? A bit of spot there, spit spot. And, I do the only thing that's been right my whole life. The one thing I've done right my whole life. You know what I've done right? Everyone besides marrying my wife and being a dad. There's one thing I've done right. Really, that's changed my life. Y'all know what that is, right? It's buying Bitcoin. All right? And so I'm going to do what I've done time and time again. And I'm going to buy myself a nice little chunk of change there. Oop, maybe go a little down. You need something to pay a fee, right? Yeah. And we'll see if we get filled there at 9962. Wow, we're ripping back. Bitcoin starting to do some damage here. Let's get back into the fooders. The fooders. We need the fooders. It should have closed by now, right? It'll close. It's almost there. There it goes. We took the order, right? So just, again, I just stick to the plan. Maybe, who knows? No one has a crystal ball, but I stick to the plan. 90,900 for BTC. Getting a nice shoot above the 200 moving average. This is what we're looking for now. I need this flag to kind of form above the 200. If it does, I'm in there like swimwear, my friends and family. But seriously, I'm going to jump on in, Wow, I like it. I like what it's doing here. This is a good sign so far, so good. This is what I've been... See, I study price action at this particular moment in time for thousands of days. I've studied this exact moment in front of you, each and every one of us. We've been here. A lot of people who has watched the channel, who's never missed a day on the channel for years. I know people come up to me, hey, I don't miss a day. Who here right now put a 333 if you haven't missed this if you've missed maybe just a couple days in the last few years. Like you've seen 90% of the last few streams. Put a 333. In Who Swimmers? You guys are funny, man. Jump in, say, man, you guys are funny, man. You people are silly, man. But put a 333. See, look, I bet there's going to be a lot of people. Look, Bellico X, Aaron, right? Look at these. Look at all the 333s coming in, right? You know me, Sammy. Shout out to Marty, my man. Marty, I love it. Shout out to Martin Dupuis, man. Shout out to Some Hones, River Maya, Sieg Torp, Harry Williams, my man. Vegas Claw, my brother, Jay Will. Look at this. Woody Wicks. Wood by Wicks. I love it. Skull Cruncher. Oh, man, those are the best, right? GURPS, Damsuk, 333. Aries, 906. Ogmars. Look at everyone that usually doesn't commenting out the woodwork. Unbelievable. Flavor, Moonbeamer, Flippin' Keys. Wow, this is a lifer stream. This is the Thanksgiving lifer stream. This is when we give back. This is it. Yeah. Appreciate you all for being amazing. Wonder if I can grab a... I wonder if it brings in a GIF here. I want to see if I can bring in the Thanksgiving GIF. I snatched from one of the lifers this morning. Thought it would go to the downloads, but I don't see it. No happening. Didn't do it. Interesting. All right. Wow, look at that. Nice little M pattern. So look, a major resist. 1, 2, 3 just can't get back above 97,900. And if that had stayed up and made a flag, I'm in there. If not, I'm not in there. You see, it's very... I love the way I trade. It'll give me in the next 5 minutes whether the perfect time to trade is or when it's not the perfect time to trade. And I listen to it. Pretty simple. I wore this tie for my mom. She was a painter. This tie basically has like a... I think it's Monet. And it's a flamingo too with a palm tree, so it's so Florida, yet it's also like a real painting. Let's say here. Imported French fabric. Interesting, huh? And again, this is one of my dad's ties that I inherited from my dad. Pretty cool, man. My dad had so many ties. When he passed, he gave me like, I don't know, 60 ties, 70 ties. I couldn't even count how many ties the man handed me. My dad also passed 7 months before my mom, and what a blessed man he was. Strong, built like an ox. Never stopped working, was always on the grind. Reminds me of that Tom Petty song, my old man was born to rock. He's still trying to beat the clock. That was my pops, man. That was his pops, too. My grandfather died shingling the roof at 84 years old. Fell off. I got lightheaded on a ladder. Hit the ground from like 20 feet. Cracked his head open. Died there. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, hey, he died doing what he loved, working on the house. He loved that house, so it is what it is. I know, treachery. I hope I have a better ending. So here, hidden bullish divergence on the monthly with a Fibonacci retracement pretty strong. Pretty strong. And you can see like the monthly 3-4 months and then a bounce, 2 months and a bounce, 2 months and a bounce, like, 3 months in a bounce, 1, 2, 3 in a bounce, 1, 2, 3, some green. So it almost seems to have a green month after 2 or 3 months. It's never had 4 months. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Look at Bitcoin. 1 month, a green month, even though it was barely, that's kind of 3, but still a big green month there. 2, a green month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was the worst. 6 months of pain there. That was the absolute worst, 6 months. And so we've already gone through 2 tough months. You can almost couple it there, but So even if it was the worst ever, it would be 4 more months of pain and then we'd be out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone stresses and I guess it would be tough, but 4 months wouldn't be that bad compared to how long we've been around and the lifers have kicked it. It's like, what do we have to stress? 4 more months of pain? Oh, no. Oh, you know what I mean? It's Bitcoin. Like, I think we have to zoom out and take a deep breath and realize we're in a good spot. We're positioned perfectly and they're just trying to take our coins. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not and again, that's what I believe. I'm not an advisor to anyone. You do whatever makes you happy, but that's, that's how I look at it. So look, a hidden bullish divergence to me is occurring here, even on the weekly time frame, on the 2-week chart as well. You got a swing down on the RSI with a swing up on price action tells me that that is a higher low. I wouldn't, again, just like we talked about. So sometimes I miss it on the 2-week, so you missed the 12-hour call I made. There's still this call here, right? Now, again, the odds aren't the best anymore. It's not a 2-to-1. I mean, a 3-to-1. It's like a 2.78, though, if we go all the way back to 115. And, that's a trade you set and forget. I put it somewhere and forget. Go for $2,000 for $6,000, $3,000 for $9,000, and just walk away and never look at it again. Come back to it in a month and be like, oh, there it is. All right, so I might set that trade up on an exchange I haven't looked at in a while. Close it and forget I even have it open and come back to it in 2-3 weeks and see what happened. All right. More than likely, it doesn't, Guys, did we get sold down before the bull market uptrend? Isn't this chart on Bitcoin 1 minute a bearish pennant? I think we looked at that. I think I did see a bear pennant at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, it looks like a bear pennant to me. I see what you're saying, this whole thing. Yeah, but what's interesting is people that only trade patterns can't see the movement of the moving averages. See, I learned one day, I was a pattern guy. I didn't know about the moving averages. I just knew patterns, and I knew about patterns. I knew about the RSI, the stochastics, the MACD. And I was decent. I called a few moves. It was okay, but I didn't understand the 200. So price would get above the 200, and I'd be going short because I see a bear flag, and I'd get wrecked, man, So a bunch of people are going to go short right here for sure. And they're likely going to get rocked. Right? It is what it is. It's not, but who knows? I also don't know anything but the fact of my own ignorance. I'm open-minded to believe that I'm open-minded. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Can we move to the upside? This is what I'm looking for Bitcoin. Shout out if you're just jumping on in. Thank you for being here. My name's Sam Price, the Cryptolifer. No days off. For over 1,000 days, baby. Almost 2,000 days. What is this show number 1,800? Take a look here. Show number 1,000. Show number 1,836. Pretty insane if you think about it. Absolutely absurd. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. We love you and we appreciate you. And I might have done more shows. I think I've done like 3,000 shows or something, but the consecutiveness. We weren't always completely consecutive at the beginning. Yeah, I see how it's a flag. That definitely looks like a bear flag to me. But to me, it's all about that 200 moving average. You get above the 200 and you pull the 21 with it, then that changes the story, Morning Glory. And you get a move. Something my mom used to say, so I keep her funny thoughts alive. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? She said that too sometimes. She was a child of the 60s and the 70s. She was born in the late 40s. So she was in her 20s by 1970, right? She was 21 in the early 70s. I mean, what an age to be, right? The perfect age, like a flower child, man. Daisy. So yeah, these are 50% too. They go either way. You could say, yeah, a rollover to the downside is likely 90,003. Let's take a look at Bookmap. You think Bookmap would have nothing, low liquidity, light order book, and just not much out there to see? You know, the thing is, you see a dark red at 75K. So if you had to make a probability, it tells you 75 is the closest, but you still got this two up at 103,000 now. That's new. We didn't see that before. So now there's some $103,000 liquidity. 92.9 up there too as well. Very interesting for Bitcoin. But, you know, you can see not much around. It's very light. Likely to go sideways for most of the day. So the 2-week chart, I see it, you know, that's a strategy right there that I've talked about, and I just went over multiple times. It played out there. It played out there. It played out there. Like, you could hit that one, you could hit that one, you could hit that one. They all played out. That one played out too as well, right there. The second you have the candle make the wick, execution on the trade, right? And then let that puppy just take it all the way on the 2-week chart. Right? Again, it could easily reverse and dump. You never know. I'm not saying anything is guaranteed. I'm just same thing on the weekly here. You know, maybe it makes a false bottom and it makes another bottom like this one here. You know, that one didn't play out. You got in the money, but it didn't play out. The 3-day chart, same idea here is entering the 3-day with a stop below the 200 moving average. This one can even be tighter. Like the stop can be like right there. Because the 3-day is pretty strong. And we were talking, can the 3-day get above? Just like the 1 hour, just, you know, and then we still have the room. It can still make a beautiful V-shaped recovery. These candles are still looking pretty nice. You got gaps in the VRVP. You get above this point of control. I mean, you come to the value area high. You could see a move up to 111,000. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for this wonderful community you've built and thankful to be a part of it. God bless the 99. Shout out to Master Friend. Thank you for being here. God bless you and your beautiful family. We love you. We appreciate you. We thank you for all the people you helped in 2025, 2024. Dang, 2020. Dang, man. It's been a long time, huh? But thank you so much for trusting in me and believing in me. You found me online and decided, everyone here found me online and decided, hey, this guy's not like everybody else that talks a bunch of spew. This guy's going to be here every day. This guy's going to stay committed. This guy loves what he does. Thank you. Sam, your mom and dad completed their life mission. It was their time. They created an amazing son. I'm sure you made them very proud. God bless you. Thank you. You know, but they built such a good life, and they could have lived into their old age and looked out onto the birds and the bees, and you know, my mom would have been 80, right, in 2028. So my mom would have been 77 next month. She had so much life to live. My dad would have been 79. Tony, my dad would have made it to 80 almost. It's crazy. I would have loved to see my dad at 80 years old. I was always wondering what he was going to look like at 80. I'll never know, but I can imagine now. And you know what? They died in the prime. They both were, my dad was, I guess, just struggling to walk towards the very, very end. Like his last month, he was having a tough time. And it's like God took him before he had to deal with what it was like. My parents were young. They didn't ever want to feel old. They never had to be in a wheelchair, But thank you so much. God bless you, man. Sam, what happened to the link trade alarm? I just like Link right now on the retest. Yeah. So this is another idea here, is to use this 200 moving average as coverage. And once you get back above it like this, I mean, you could get a pump like this. Right here, you got below it, but the second we got above it, right around here, you get in with the stop below there. And I mean, that would have, the last time we got above the 3-day 200 right there and right there. So the both times we went below it and got back above it, the last two times it was an epic journey for Bitcoin. Is this another epic journey for BTC? Or is it just a failed attempt at a dead cat bounce here? Same thing we talked about here on the daily. And remember when the daily started to make this, I said, man, I said this candle has to go back above. And we got a bullish engulfing candle. Now let's see what happens today with lack of volume. I'd like to see it, consolidate a little bit. Or maybe pump up a little more. Pump up a little more would make more sense to me. And then consolidate here at some type of, how this is kind of a shoulder, like something like this, And then that can even be included in the bigger one. And we can get really, really back to an all-time high even. It's there. It's possible. It's possible. And remember, I ventured in to call that bottom. And again, I'm not even saying, oh, he's a legend, he called the bottom. I'm just a simple man that does simple stuff. When two candles close next to each other, I take the long. It's very simple, folks. It's not like you have to be... See, people that call stuff aren't the people that know anything. They're the people that have such a good strategy. They exercise it so much that their habits take care of them when the market's in a bad place. Like, I have good trading habits, so when everyone else... Look, I had a really good trading week. You can see my P&L is up. You know, I just showed you a piece of the trade, but I showed you all the trades. We're up like $4,000, actually. The P&L is doing very well. And that's just on one account, right? And then I've even made other trades on BTCC and other places, right? I'm trading for fun to show you gains. Like, I'm just saying, hey, we'll throw into Tesla too. Like, let's show you we can trade every single thing in the market with my strategy. You could trade Tesla. You could trade gold. You could trade Bitcoin. You could trade any single asset. You could trade Forex. You could trade corn. You could trade oil. You could use my strategies to do whatever you want. You could even use them to figure out options. You could do whatever you want with my strategies. And that's why I'm telling you, join the Discord, get the education, stop playing with yourself. It doesn't mean, but stop playing with the thought, you know, of what could be and just, you know, make it happen. The secret to success is getting started. The first way you can start is joining the Discord. Jump on in today to change your life. It's Black Friday. You won't get a better, more affordable premium Discord. I'm telling you right now, jump on in. Right now, if you did fill out the form and you've got the code for early access, please go grab that. Do not forget, it could be sitting in your spam folder. Jump on in today. All right? Let everybody know, okay, that you are getting down as a crypto lifer to change your life, to get the education. And it's really a trading lifer. You're going to be able to trade every market. It's the crypto lifer, but man, you could trade any market in the world. We talk about this all the time. Chainlink. I like Chainlink right now because it's bouncing off a previous resistance. That's a support and resistance flip. Look at the curvature of the stochastics. Look at the MACD. Looks like it's going to pump. And if Bitcoin pumps, Chainlink will follow. A move up to 1467 looks like the likely target. There may be some resistance at 14. As you can see, there's two, you know, right there, two areas of resistance. So looking for Chainlink to follow the Bitcoin move back to the upside here. Chainlink. Zcash, sitting on the 200 moving average. I'd be wary of it, honestly. Looks like it could move to the downside. And, you know, it had its own little run. And even that kind of looks like a descending triangle. Would make more sense. Take a look at the 3-day. How far are you for the 21? A little too far. So you still have to come to the 21-day moving average. A massive bearish div there too as well. You can see it's in a downtrend when you zoom out. Looks like we could go down to $300 for Zcash. So everything looks, and again, it is using the 200, but if two more candles close below it, you're going to get basically the inverse effect of what we're seeing on BTC on the 3-day, right? Let's take a look at Kaspa. Kaspa has been moving. It's just, you know, people decide proof of work is hot. It's utility. Look at that thing, just absolutely grinding. It came out of this flag, look, above the 200, made the move. This is what we want to see on the 4 hour. This is what you're looking at on the 1 minute for Bitcoin right now. Same idea. We want to get above the 200, pull the 21 with us. So look, right now we did that, and now we have a flag, you see? So now what I'll do is I'll demonstrate. I might be able to demonstrate. And again, Thursday's really bad day to trade. Usually I'll lose the trade. Lower volume, not a lot of follow through, a lot of stop hunting. So you got to know the day your day you're trading and the volume that you're taking into account. But right there, that's something that I'm looking at clean. And shout out to everyone jumping on in. Appreciate wherever I met you. If I met you in person around the world, thank you for being here. If you found me on ATB back in the day, if you found me on another show, Sin City Crypto, wherever you found me, Jason Casper sometimes tells people about me, nice guy. Look at 91,414. And the stop loss would be at about 97.41. See the red, the blue, and the green? Yeah. 97.41, right? You know, because we're above the 200 moving average with the 21, I like the trade. I'll risk half of what I made last night for the scalp. And there's the trade live on Weeks. All right, we'll see what happens here. It's a $100,000 trade. 40x at, dang, it's a bigger trade than I'm normally put in it. But hey, I'm not risking too much either. So we'll see. But this is, look, you got a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. You're tight. You're above the 200 with the 21. This has a really high rate of hitting, like 80% hit rate for me. Again, whenever I do this, I win a lot. So the odds are I am going to win this trade, but you never know. They could easily stop hunt me. It is a Thursday. I have to take that into account. I don't like to watch my small time frame trades. So there's Bitcoin in a nutshell. And what I'd like it to do is either pump or go sideways. I don't see it dumping fast right back to the downside. It's an unlikely occurrence when you've gotten the move that you've seen right now. But so now we just need some consolidation on bigger time frames, which means we need some sideways price action for BTC. That's the key. All right. See if we can win this fun scalp here on a Thanksgiving day. Do we win the Thanksgiving scalp or do we burn and turn? Only time will tell for Bitcoin. I played Texas Hold'em Tuesday night with a bunch of guys. Had a good time. It was a fun time. I ended up turning $20 into $148, if you can believe it. Somehow, some way. And 75 cents, however it turned out. Right? 25 cent, 50. It was a $20 buy-in. $20 buy-in, I took 140. So you can only imagine, like, other people kept buying in, and I just kept playing with the same money all night long. I slowly took everybody out. Did I go all in on everybody? I only went all in. I think I only went all in like 2 or 3 times. I think only once, actually, I went all in. I don't think I had to. I bet big a lot, though, just to kind of like, if the pot was like $7-8, I'd throw like 15 down. And a lot of people just, I would sit there and wait, and I wouldn't get challenged a lot. Bullish on the soul chart. Yeah. Gratitude, Sam, for all your hard work and dedication. God bless everyone. And thank you, everyone that rejoins, man, and comes to the Discord and uses the discount, too. Thank you so much. It shows we've been here for years producing a beautiful product that people love. You can read the testimonials. You can come to the live stream, and we have nothing to hide and everything to prove. We're here every single day. And again, lower viewership today, of course. Less people are going to be in the charts. Less people are going to be in the market. 100%. Gains on gains. Love is love. My man, Stack. Come kick it with the most profitable group in the game. More importantly, thankful for life of the lifers, keeping me going. Get everything you deserve in this lifetime. Amen. Thank you so much, Stack. Someone says, I can't find the email. Check your spam. If you can't find the email, please. It may be in your spam folder all, right? Yeah. 75 cents of the winnings. Who'd gamble with any Griswold? You're funny. Chinese market is absolutely the best market. Yeah, no, it was my buddy with his dad, right? It was just a friendly game. It was a $20 buy-in. Hey, Sam, extended for another 3 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah. Email us at cryptolifers@gmail.com. ExanuFC. All right. Keep the weekly diamond on soul about to rip to the upside. I did check my spam. I received nothing like many others. Interesting. I hope it all works out and everyone gets what they were supposed to get. It definitely should be there. All right. Hey, Sam, extend by another 3 months as well and use the discount. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So, Urwick, the discount worked for you? Yeah. Love you, brother. Yeah, I'm sure it's working out, man. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. So, look at Bitcoin here on the 1 hour time frame. Previous support is resistance here. Kind of hanging out in this chop. So, what do we see happening for the day? I mean, we're struggling now on that long, too, right? We're sideways. We're in a good spot. Look at that. The second I said that, the thing got mighty. I see this thing. I mean, that's the model right there. Now you're in the flag above the 200 with the 21 touching. That's supposed to pump based on my algorithmic days of staring at the market for years on years. That is supposed to pump for us to the upside. Look at, there we go. Now we're in the green. Can I be the king of 3%, please? Thank you. The king of 3%. No one makes 3% more than the lifer. Now we're up 5. Wow. Nice little spike to the upside here for BTC. Back to 91K for Bitcoin. And look, we got 93K as the red right there. We just need a $2,000 move for BTC. And Sammy can buy a new pair of shoes here. I want to get to 91.4. Not even asking for a lot here. And we could bank a payday on this Thanksgiving Day. We're actually up already. We could mark that. You know what I'm saying? They went up and down on that move. Let's see what happens. Little spike action there. I can't watch. Again, small time frames will get you. So we're looking for the 1 hour to bounce here. And it would make sense. I mean, it's oversold, right? I would look for this to get a bit of a bounce. Let's take a look at the MACD. Curving. We want to see that one white bar come in right around here. Get this curve up. Turn it into the right shoulder. And then tonight, we go heavy long, right? And then I like the longs there on the 3 hour, on the 3 day. And we have a Thanksgiving weekend bash here. And Bitcoin continues to pump into all the way into Christmas. And we get a Santa rally. They cut the rates December 10th. Risk on assets get crazier. Let's see if the CME changed at all. Shout out to Brian Taylor asking for Dash. We'll take a look at that. And if you want to jump on into the bot too, the bot still survives, buying dang close to the bottom and still in the gains here. Or not in the gains, but still in the game. And, you know, it had 2 safety orders left in case this thing does come lower. It'll be able to buy here and here and still get itself out of the trade. So I'm not stressing. This bot is beautiful. It does its thing. Actually, the deeper it goes, the more money it makes. So, and I can't wait to show you when the bot finally does make its way out of this and make some gains. Take it a little longer, but this is what happens. Bitcoin was up 100, down 5, was down 70, up, back, up 5, you know, all over the place here on the trade. Now back inside the pattern. I don't love that. Dang, come on. That's whacktaculous. That's not what I'm looking for there. See, this is that Thursday low volume garbage. They pump out the pattern to get people to rush in, and they went and stop hunted people that put their stops outside of this trend line. It's like a game they're playing. And now you can see it's just ugly. I was supposed to stay up and continue out. Come on, man. Playing games. Low volume Thursday, I'm likely to lose. I want you to understand that. I'm likely to lose the trade. Shouldn't be trading on Thanksgiving, especially risky like this on a smaller time frame. So it is what it is. Whatever happens, I deserve it, right? But man, it was looking cookie for a minute. Failed moves are generally the biggest ones. Yeah, it's only because I long. I know, right? It's a whack-a-mole. Burn 100 calories, time to go home and get the turkey hangover. You're funny. You got to start running today. You go and start working out right now to get your metabolism speeding up so when you eat, you rip through the food. Yeah. You got to do the pre-Thanksgiving workout. Get yourself going, go for a quick run, go for a walk, something, a jog. Just got to get your metabolism up there. You know what I mean? So when you start eating all those carbs, it's not as bad. Look at the bounce off the 200, baby. Can you show us, can we stay alive? Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Sorry, I don't really sing that bad. No, sorry. I'm going to ruin the sale. It's those dang sellers from above. You're funny. All those dang sellers up there. What are they doing up there? So BTC holding it down. I'd like to see it make an inverted head and shoulder here on the 1 hour time frame. This would be an ideal move to buy Bitcoin somewhere at 7 o'clock tonight. See this Thursday, November 27th, or somewhere between 7 and 11 tonight. Thursday night. They right shoulder it. The 21 touches. We'll get a little more movement up here, and boom, boom, boom. They send us to $97,000 BTC, and the whole world is in a state of shock. They start talking about 100K again. The bears get scared. They start lowering their stop losses. People start selling. Okay? And we create a bath of liquidity above us that just continues to moon. Second scenario. Bitcoin comes up and makes a head right, some type of M pattern here. Bitcoin does this. Does a double top, shows that it can't move, and then dumps somewhere back down to 88,000. Could bounce here, still make a double and make an inverted here and get, you know what I mean? And snatch all this liquidity here, pull a fib, and come down to the 618 in the retest of 88.5. Both scenarios would be awesome. We could trade both of them. I like them both. The one I like the most, obviously, is the consolidation here on the 1 hour time frame. I've seen this many times. It would make sense. I'd love it. Wow, look at this. They are playing games, which are ghoulie games. Games. They're playing games with us over here. So they faked a breakout, brought it back inside the pattern, still kept the pattern alive, kept us above the 200. It's almost like, hey, they went up, they went down because they're going to go up again. And they went after the people that are very hard 100x left, right? I'm only 47, so they didn't get me. Hey. Still alive, but barely. Second I said that, it got worse. I can't watch it. It's like the odds of them stop hunting me are so high today. High risk trading on a Thanksgiving day. But even yesterday we got a move that was just unlikely and we got it anyway. I stuck to the plan and I knew some funny business was going on and they got the pump. The best mentor I've ever seen. Thanks, Sam, for the free education and inspiration. I love you. Yeah, that's what I say. Some people say I can't afford this, I can't do that. I get it. So I'm here every day for free. And then I'm going to turn you into the trader you need to be. And then a lot of people say, hey, Sam, I came here. I didn't have anything. You taught me how to trade. I made enough to trade to join the group. So you taught me so much. I used that education. I made enough to join the group. Thank you, Sam. You gave me the knowledge to make the gains to join the group. And so the plan is to just, I remember I gave this, I was here for free for years before we ever had a paywall. People join because they love the trading and they want to be a part of a bigger community. And some people, and a lot of people join to learn from the very start too. Happy Thanksgiving, Lifer. Thank you for everything you do for your community. You and Jim Rohn have completely changed my thinking and my life. Man, Jim Rohn changed my whole life. He made me realize I was a beautiful miracle of God that had so much to give and that I was doing a disservice by not becoming the best person I could become. Like I needed to do, like to the world, to help the world, I needed to become my best self. I needed to work out every day. I needed to be more disciplined. I needed to have a routine. And if I did those things, I could basically provide more value to any industry I was around. And anytime you provide value, you're adding to your country's GDP, right? You're adding to, you're creating jobs. You're being productive. And you're become a maker, not a taker. And you want to become a maker in society. You want to, there's makers and there's takers. There's people that take from society, give nothing back. And there's people that build on society and give so much back. You start a business, you make it happen, you change the world. You inspire others to do the same. You let them say, hey, if I did this, you can do it too. If I could do it, you can do it. Look at that big spike to the upside for Bitcoin out that falling wedge. And look at this crazy price action today. Imagine if you were on the, look how many people have been rocked and wrecked today, and I've just been watching my thing swing around. That didn't sound right. A lot of misspeaks today. I've been watching my the price action swing around here. My trade. All right. Preach, Sam. We're so grateful for you. Thank you so much. I listen to Jim Rohn every single day. If you could, you should, you will, 100%. On CoinGecko's top gainers, the list of the 24-hour, the most cryptos on Zex were on Gates. I just checked the first page of exchange. Interesting. Thank you. It's crazy. It boomed up again. Look at this trade. Imagine the emotions if you were stuck on, this was like I put in what I'm willing to lose. And I still don't like to lose live. If I lose 100 to 200, it's like losing 1,000 when you're live, right? Losing is losing, especially on a day like today. Look, now it kind of head and shoulder. It just looks tight. I will say we're still above the 200. We're touching the 21. So the model still shows a model. It's still a model. So look here, I just I always redesign. But maybe it's this now. As long as that 200 holds, we could create just more sideways. It's just going to take longer. Like maybe I'm still correct, but they're just going to drag this puppy out. But hey, we're back in the green again. Ooh-wee, UC. Let's go, baby. $4. This has been a wild ride of a trade, right? And I like this. You can see in the mind of a trader, in the eyes of a trader, in the life of a trader. What is it like? This is a reality TV show of a man who trades daily, and how I battle the market, how I do it, what I use, the risks I take, the size of the trade, all that is there. It's all there. It's all an education. Chain looking very interesting, up a little bit already from entry. Kaspa looking very interesting. Let's take a look at our deep dive for Kaspa. So remember, we took Bitcoin all the way from that, monthly chart all the way to, and look, you can see the 50-minute just wants to continue to charge back to the upside here after a nice bottom. Previous support is resistance. You got to look at your SR flips. That's a small time frame. Look, resistance. A lot of wicks. Bounce there. Should say, wow, that's a strong bounce area. I would expect to move. Look, 91K now. That was the candle we were looking for. That was the move we were looking for. Boom. Boom, baby, boom. Show me the money off the 200 moving average. Now we're up, baby. Now we're up. Now we can start to move this stop loss into break even. I believe this is the smart plan. And it looks like they're going to rip this puppy all the way to the target. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Up $330 in the trade. I will take a quick $300. Send it, baby. Send it. Oh, come on. Don't fail me now. Not like that. Not like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Rip that candle. Rip that candle. Rip that candle. Oh, come on. Who's selling? There's a heavy sell pressure there. No. I don't want to just take 200. No, rip that candle, baby. Come on. They're just digging for some liquidity now. Yes. Yes. Rip up, baby. Rip up. Now that should eat the wick. Come on, baby. Show us how you do it. I want 300 at least out the trade. On Thanksgiving Day, I want 300. Or I want nothing. Let's go. 350. Let's go. Let's go. Can we get to the target? Oh, I got taken out. Good enough, man. That's all I want to do is make a nice little gain there on a low volume spike. Ooh, and that's how you do it. Made about what? How much did we pull off again? 288. And look, if you just look at this, this is what you do. It adds up over time. Look at now my last 3 trades, another almost $1,000 added to the till. You see, you just keep adding. You don't care if it keeps going up or down. It's about snatching it. And there you go, live on weeks, and look at the reaction time. Look at how the stop loss moved quickly. Look how there was no delay. You need that type of, you need that fast response time when trading at this level. All right. Shout out to anyone who jumped on into that one. What was the scalp? What do we do? In at 9.9, out at 9.161. Small trade. Bitcoin made $300. We made $300. So that's what I try to do, is mirror the Bitcoin move. If Bitcoin goes up 1,000, make 1,000. Bitcoin goes up 3,000, make 3,000. You see what I mean? It goes up 2,000, make 2,000. Like and that's, by making a $100,000 trade, and Bitcoin's about 91, you'll be pretty close. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. The trade, if I made it at 91,000, no, it'd be exact. So I made a little more than the move, right? So Bitcoin goes up 300, I make maybe 4 or 360, maybe now probably 320, more like that. So now we watch the 5-minute time frame, because now we know the same thing's about to happen on the 5-minute. And so now I just set up on the 5-minute. I sit here all day and do this. It's so fun. It's like a video game to me. Yeah, I could have an AI system automate it all, but it's like I wouldn't be doing it. I like to do this. I actually physically like the move. Now, see, what I can do too is I can now risk, on this trade, I can risk what I just made. See, this one I would get a little more frisky on. Wow, look at the pump now, though. And a lot of times I do sell a little early. Look at that thing. But just be careful of price action today. So now, again, and you got to be, see, I make this look easy. The average person's emotions are going crazy when these candles go up and down, and they're making horrible trades. They're making horrible trades. All right? The key is to win your trade. I don't care if it's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000, 2,000, whatever it is. The key is to win that trade. Pay the trader, move on. I can pay the trader today, right? Check off the list. Everyone wants to be a big shot and show these like $500,000 gains, $10 million trades and all that. It's okay to start small. 10 years from now, I'll probably be making giant trades of millions of dollars. But I wait my time. When I'm worth 50 mil to 100 mil, then I'll make trades, I'll use 500 grand at 10x leverage and I'll make a 5, you know what I mean? And what will it be to me if I lose 500 grand? I'm not going to trade big until I can handle big. People that trade big, man, that just, like one of the biggest traders we know in the game, I'll say unannounced because I don't like talk about people, it's not worth it, but one of the biggest traders we know in the game probably has so much Bitcoin sitting on the side. When that person trades, it doesn't, you know what I mean? They might have like a 200 mil in Bitcoin, and they're risking $1 million to $2 million a trade at 10x leverage, and it's a $50 million, $30 million trade. And to us, it's like, oh my gosh. But to his lifestyle, he's risking the same when you would risk like $3 grand on 10 grand. You know what I mean? On like 100 grand, or maybe even less. So now look, I set up the 5-minute time frame while I'm talking to you about this and that. I'm also showing you the actual sauce. But now we set up the 5-minute time frame for the 21 to come into price action here. With the 200. 91,180 for Bitcoin, getting tight. 12%. And please do also bear with us today as we do have a lot of influx. Everyone will get handled properly. We'll make sure everyone gets serviced in the best way possible. Thank you so much. And Sammy took 4K from that loan. Thank you so much. Wow, this guy took $4,000. I mean, my whole worry is how much were you betting to make that? But I'm super happy, bro. Stay blessed. How much did you use to earn 288? I used $2,000 at 47x left. It was about a $103,000 trade. Yeah. Yeah, and it says here, like, look, let's look. So entry price 91, but like, does it show how much was in the trade? Yeah, 109.206 sold at 109.575. So $109,000 trade. You see, one of the bigger trades I've been in a while, actually, on a high risk day. Right? It's funny, but you can just see my trading style and how I get down. I do that all the time. Look, I made $300, and how long did it take us to make the $300? We got in what? We got in somewhere here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 13 minutes, 15 minutes to make 288. That ain't bad, right? Now, who else makes a little over 250 in 15 minutes? And again, it's not every time, but it can be done many times. You could do that 4 times a day. You could do that 10 times a day, right? And then you'd still only be in the trades 10 times 15, 150 minutes. That's only 2.5 hours of your time to make $3,500. Again, it doesn't mean every trade's going to go well. I just bought the spot for long term, but I'm using only $25K in my trading account. I make profit over $25K in 1 week. I will deposit the profits into a spot account. I was doing that since 21. I love hearing that. Oh my God, that's so pretty. You're so beautiful. Wow. Kids always need attention. They come to you. They do a new hairdo. They put on a new dress. You always have to be there and say, wow. No matter what you're doing, you got to stop and always pay attention to your kids. I could be live streaming in front of dignitaries. Who cares? It doesn't matter though, right? My kids are the number one. And you guys, lifers, know that. My lifers, you people are the best. So look, this also coincides with the fact that we could get this beautiful 1 hour head and shoulder pattern that we're looking for. And get tight inside. It doesn't, we could make an M and dump. I'd like to see us make the head, the right shoulder, and get busy, baby. This is the key. Pull the 50, pull the 21, get a little tight there, and boom, boom, shaboom. I just bought in spot. Thank you. Nice trade, Mr. Price. Thank you. I don't understand this trading. It's okay. You will over time. Shout out to Pilpul Husky. We love you. Family is number one. Is there a double bottom on the weekly? It looks like we have a higher low. Hey, Sammy, what is the exact info on the Black Friday sale? The bonus discount date. Won't want to miss it. If you filled out a form throughout the last few weeks. You had a code sent to you today that gave you 24-hour access to the Black Friday sale. The Black Friday sale does commence tonight, Thursday, when Thursday turns to Friday, and you will have access to an amazing discount. We did give an added discount to people that use the code for Black Friday, all right? It was basically just an insider code to anyone that was here throughout the last few weeks to give an added benefit to the lifers, people that have been super loyal, that really watch, that pay attention, and want to get that extra discount. So they were given a code today to give, just today, they can access the Black Friday sale as VIPs, basically, 24 hours in advance. I just saw a weird symbol in my coffee. It was like an omen. I was like, well, that's weird. So look, the 21 pushing up on the 5-minute time frame. This is interesting. Could extend my journey here. I like 92.5 really is what I'm looking to get, is what I'm looking for the cook in there. And some say, well, it seems you're over trading. And yes, I'm being, but see how selective I'm being on a very high risk day? And see if I got emotional. Some people would have cut that trade off down $100 or something, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I've done all the things I'm telling you that you know, beginner traders do. I've done all these things. I do them all the time. Like, see, the 5-minute tells me to just to be a little weary here and wait, because the 21 has not crossed yet. So you could get into this and they'll come and snatch you. You got to be very careful. This takes a lot of skill. My trading style looks easy, but it takes a lot of skill and takes a lot. See, it takes way more discipline than I realized. I realize I have controlled my emotions now over time. I'm getting Bookmap today. Can you show us the sauce and how you use it and tips? I appreciate. Yeah, jump into Bookmap today too, everyone. The links I have to everything. TradingView is dang near the the least expensive it'll ever be. You know, the TradingView deals are just amazing right now. All right, if you jump on into TradingView, get up to 80% off of TradingView. So this will blow your mind. All right? Like, you don't want TradingView any other day. And then you can get the premium. You want premium, you know? So, just one thing I got to talk about. Get that discount. I have a link to TradingView. All right? Let me see if I can dig the link up right now. Sometimes it fills up forms for you and people see information. I've learned my lesson now. Yeah. And they have Ultimate now. I don't know what Ultimate is. They got Essential, Plus, Premium, and Ultimate. They just keep going up. Funny. And here's my link here. Let me refer a friend. So right here, if you jump on in, look, TradingView, use my link to get the best, right? Use my link to get the best. All right, here it is right here. Jump on in. Hit that link to TradingView and make sure because we're all going to use TradingView. We know that for a fact. Like, let's all not play games here. We're going to use TradingView. And you're going to want the best that TradingView has to offer. You don't want to play games. I certainly don't. Like, whenever I'm doing anything in life, I want the best, you know? So if you're going to take it seriously, and so we're looking here for the 1-hour time frame to get into this tight little channel on Kaspa. Honestly, this could change the whole game, everyone. That's why I didn't sell Kaspa. I didn't sell Cardano. Oh my God, I almost, oh jeez. The mixer almost just fell on the ground, man. You guys probably saw me look like a clown, man. Oh, man. I didn't get my code either. My goodness. Email us immediately. It'll get flown to you. I'm so sorry. Yeah. And email all your questions to support. They're going to be there answering. I'll probably be helping do at one point. Saying, can we still get the code for lifers? I'm already a member. You need a lifetime lifer option now. It's interesting. People keep saying that. But will I be here for life? You know what I mean? Like, what if in 5 years, I'm just like, whoa, 10 years from now, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll do this for 10 more years. Why not, right? Till I'm 52. And then I'll be like, all right, I'm cooked now. So look, we just want to see this flag out above the 200 now. It's starting to look pretty nice. Considering this was, see, everyone thought this was a bear flag. You see how you could even see, I saw it as an Adam and Eve. But everybody just shorted this bear flag because they were like, oh, it's a bear flag, right? They don't understand how to use the 200 moving average. Because I use the 200, I trade circles around people that don't understand. They just see the pattern. You got to see more than the pattern. You have to have a couple extra things in your toolbook. It can't just be that. It's not that simple. It is that simple, and then it's not. But like, Sam, you trade flags all the time. It's like, I'm looking at more than just the flag. There's a few other things that are pulling in why, you know, in my subconscious mind that there's a reason why I'm hitting the way I'm hitting. We've been hitting. Remember last Tuesday we gave you a trade? Wednesday we gave you a trade. Thursday we gave you a trade. Friday we gave you a trade. Don't you remember this? This weekend we gave you perfect entries into those longs. I sold them perfectly at the local tops. Yesterday we've been correct. I gave you the long call on November 21st. I called the bottom on the 12-hour time frame. We've been pumping ever since. Everyone on X was long, was short, including, you know, the unmentions. They were all screaming. It was the end of times. Today was going to be black. Remember, it was going to be Black Monday or Black Tuesday this week. Remember it was Black Tuesday on X. Remember? I'll pull out the posts. I got the receipts, but I don't need to do that. I'm going to be here when all these people come and go. They weren't here when I was here. They'll be gone eventually. They'll come and go, my friends. All these shot callers and big ballers and the dust will settle, and the humble trader will be here. Sam Price, you and me, like my grandfather who was a bricklayer, like my dad who was an ironworker, like my mom who was a school teacher. They just were humble and worked every day. I'm just going to carry that same torch. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to let the money change me. I'm not here for the money. I'm here to help others. I'm here to teach. You got to know your real plan. If money is your plan, you will dry up like a raisin. Because eventually money won't give you enough to keep you sustained. You'll eventually start being like, oh, I just need more money, you know what I mean? But if giving back to others and teaching is really what you love, money will come. It will definitely follow you, because if you push yourself at anything and you become the best at it, money's going to follow you. Don't get me wrong. See, this is the struggle in life, is to let money come into your life without letting it take over who you are. That is the number one key. Okay? To me, that was, you know, and I realized because as you accumulate wealth, you realize what it does to others, and you realize what you needed to do to you or how you need to handle it. And you say, okay, I must be humble in these ways. Like, you look at all the people that don't get the opportunities you do, and you wonder, why me? Like, I got to travel a lot recently, and when I travel, I see a lot of people in the service industry, right? Here I'm home, and I'm just home, and then I go out a couple times. Some days I only see my family and a few people. Like, I don't go out as much that day. But, you know, when we traveled, me and Jamie were walking around. I see people out there selling colognes in the mall. You know, I see salesmen at all the clothing shops, right? I see all these different people that are doing all these different things. I see trash truck guys. I see cab drivers. I see post office workers, you know. I see, you know, elevator cleaners, you know, attendees. I see bathroom attendees, right? So many jobs in the service industry. And I say to myself, I fly around the world and I talk online and I teach for a living. And I say, man, how did I get so blessed? And I say, dear Lord, thank you so much. And like, I go to my hotel room at night and I say, my goodness, man, I'm so blessed. You know, why was I put in this position? And I say, thank you, dear Lord, for everything you've given me. I'm so lucky. How did this small town, you know, this middle class kid from an iron worker and a school teacher, you know? And I tell everyone, I honestly, I owe everything to God, all to God on this beautiful, thankful day. I just want to be so grateful for everyone here on the channel, for all us beautiful people here, and say thank you as we teach. And again, we're teaching. We live traded today. Some say, oh, there's the God stuff. All he does is talk about God, but I really don't. Like, we taught today. We showed you a live trade, and we may make another one. As a segue to my life, I'm just bringing you into who I am and kind of what makes me tick, so you can understand me a little bit better, because when you understand someone, it's easier to learn from them, right? When I understand you, I'm going to listen to you a bit more. You know, if you come from a working class family and you told me you made it, I want to hear your story. I'm probably a little more willing to listen to you if I'm from a working class family. You see what I mean? Like, this is kind of the stage of life. So look at this move here for Bitcoin. I like it. Now, I want to chase. The emotions in me are telling me to jump on in. That caffeine in my coffee is telling me to hit the pedal to the metal. And Sammy, you're going to miss the biggest bump of your life if you don't make a long right now. My goodness, Sammy. It's your time to shine, Sammy. You got to get in there. It's now or never, Sammy. Right? That's how it feels. Is that the case? Is that the true case? We don't know. But that's how it feels, right? Sometimes, like, you gotta, it's like only one more moment to get in, right? Wow, look at that. 91.3, though. We're as high as we've been today, right? We haven't been any better than that. So that's pretty interesting. You gotta love that right there. And I love it. The strategies are tried and true. Now, the 21's just too far. We got to get the 21 to touch before I can't get in. And you see, I love this. And maybe it continues to pump. You never know. The key is to stay low-key and level-headed, no matter what. That is the key. Low-key and level-headed. And it's not easy. It's easier said than done. 100% it is. I'm just going to I'm just going to take it, It's easier said than done. So, but look at this, 289. Bitcoin's looking nice. It's looking like that head and shoulder may definitely play out, which means this could be a really good entry here for BTC. I like that 3-day 200 moving average because you don't have to risk a lot. If it doesn't play out, oh, so be it. We can, you can go at it again, but it does have a track record of looking pretty sweet. Right? And who knows? It could go all the way back up to $125,000 BTC. You never know. Like it could end up being a big high there. There's a chance. Again, nobody knows. Like, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I always say that. And by doing that, we're humbled by our own, our own ability to say, hey, we could be wrong. Like, not everything I say is right. Not every time I open a trade is it just not what it is. So. Yeah, I'm just interesting on this Thanksgiving Day how Bitcoin could really just do some. Now we could lose the 200. That would change a lot on the 5-minute today as well, right? Definitely something that we'd have to pay attention to. So remember, the key to a lot of people don't understand when they leverage trade. They say it's all the same, it doesn't matter. But the higher the leverage, the higher the liquidation rate, and the less control you have over that trade. So the key is to understand where you sit inside the risk. That's the key. I don't think people understand this key concept more than anything else. It's kind of like it's the big idea, right? And so it's kind of how I look at it. All right. Every time I see that it's a little too high, we lower that levy again to get into the right pocket, to get into the right place. It's important. Your liquidation level has everything. So people don't understand this. So like when I'm trading here, and this is 47, I go to open the trade, and you hit open long, and you should always have this setting on where you have a confirmation window on the trade, meaning when you open up the trade, a window should come up saying, hey, is this really what you want to do? Here's your liquidation. Here's your level. Without that, I'm telling you right now, so many trades that would have opened, and they would have been they would have been horrible. They would have been bad trades, But with that level, everything makes sense to me. It comes into play, right? It's pretty awesome when you think about it, right? But you got to stick to the plan. It's not easy. Show me the money, baby. Show me the money over here. Come on, BTC. Come on, Bitcoin. Look at that pump to the upside above the 200 moving average. Man, and see, I didn't chase. I'm going to wait for the... And again, when you don't chase, yeah, sometimes you miss. Again, you can't just buy above the 200 with a stop below and let it swing. I'm just telling you, sometimes it just doesn't play out. That's all I'm saying. Like, it can be awesome, but it also can be, reckless. So right now I want to jump in, but my emotions are telling me wait for the 21 to touch. I said, but what if it keeps pumping and you miss out on a huge move? So be it. Look at the Adam and Eve playing out exactly like it's supposed to. There's your measured move from the, it's just crazy. And you say, but you sold early again, Sam. It happens. It's okay. You take a deep breath. It's okay. Not a big deal. All right? We handle it. We figure it out. It's fine. All right? It's fine. Shout out to everybody here, and thank you for being here. 1137, Bitcoin getting the move. Wow, monstrous pump to the upside here for BTC. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm not upset at all. I just bought more spot BTC. We're back up, a nice $10,000 on BTC from that low of 80K. So someone says, don't mean to spam. Haven't seen my question answered here. Is it possible to have Leverage Mastery add a week or two after joining the Discord group? Yes, you can add it whenever you want. You can add it whenever you want. Yeah. Exactly. Why are you not buying, Sammy? Oh, I've been buying. My big buy was a big Sol buy. All right. I had Sol, bought back in, and then I just decided to buy another chunk of Sol, a huge chunk of it. All right. The 1 hour looks like it's about to just do some serious damage right now. It really does. Like on a, and it could make a monster move right now. Seriously. You look at the 1 hour here on MEXC, this thing looks good to me. You got support and resistance too, and you got some support and resistance right here. That's kind of coming into play here. I like this move here. It's looking pretty beautiful. Bitcoin monster move right now, 91.4. Look at the size of that. But again, it will come back to the 21. I know this to be true. Every time, look, it'll pump. I mean, this one went on a mass pump though. But you can see it had to come near that 21. Like, so here, we're kind of in this pump. Let me show you too. If you watch it in real time, wow, the 1 hour though, see how the 21's curving up? I mean, it's stochastics. That's strong. But that's the head we're looking for, right? And then we make that right shoulder. What if it just continues to moon and it goes on a massive tear? So be it. That's great. I do see 93,000 as the target there for BTC. All right. And we are absolutely mooning right now to the upside. Hey, it is what it is. It's a nice trade. A nice trade. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. This thing is mooning. And again, I'm telling you, this 3-day chart right here with a stop below the 200 and just letting it go. Like, I'll go 8 grand for 50 grand here. Man, I'll lose 8 grand. I'll make 50 racks. We go back up here. Right? So, again, I don't try to show everything and be the biggest big shot, but to me, that's a 8 for 50, 8 for 45,000 to me is I feel like, hey, I've been testing this strategy for years. It's time to let it fly. And I like this reversal. This is when most people are in heavy fear. The fear and greed index, too, gave us a bottom. I mean, 11, 10. I've almost never seen 9, 10, or 11 not be a bottom. So if this will be the first time that wasn't the bottom and we go lower, it would be the first time I've ever seen 9, 10, or 11 not be the bottom. So that's what it is. Everyone, I have a dinner to attend to. I know it's tough right now. We're in the middle of this pump, and all people want to do is watch this pump. Some of you from parts of the world where Thanksgiving probably might not even apply to you. I understand. I totally agree. If you're really fiending to get in, we're watching for this to flag out. I would watch the smaller time frames. The bigger ones, the smaller time frames may get you up. Look for this 1 hour to make that right shoulder. We should start to kind of struggle, come down, slow bleed out. Then when we get to 90, they'll all tell you we're dumping again. 91,300 is a great place to be. Let's watch this 5-minute time frame. That's going to take you, look, right here. This is when Thursday turns to Friday, right here. Let me show you where Friday begins. Right there. Let me put a line there where Friday begins. When I never did this, you should be doing this more often, right? So that's Friday right there. That's where Black Friday sale begins too, which is pretty funny. This is going to be at 20 is 8 o'clock. So we'll give you 8 p.m., right? a call out. Leave it to me to typo a tiny, 8 p.m., all right? So, look, I would love to get in somewhere between 4 and 8 p.m. today. I'll move this one over. I grab this. If you hit control, right? 4 o'clock would be, 16. Agreed? So 6 o'clock would be 18. So 6 p.m. too. So this is where I would look for the trade to play out for me. I can even see the time, and I'm not always, I'm like 80% right that that's the timing of the trade, right? So I'm just setting you guys up so you can kind of follow along with me and understand kind of where we sit and where we go. All right? So I'm looking for Bitcoin to go sideways here and for there to be a better entry later on today. And maybe we continue to pump. Either way, we're all set. All right? Just for beginners, Pepe 100 BTC. Let's take a look at the super chats before I jump on out of here. Thank you so much for the fan funding. I love you all. And thank you so much for my whole team. Jamie, I love you. I appreciate everything you do. I want you to understand. Sean, thank you too. Everyone, I know it's a hard time. People are going to be up late. They're going to be, there's going to be a lot of emails, a lot of back and forth. I totally understand. Thank you so much. I know it's not easy. I'm super thankful for you. I wish to have words to explain. No price to that. Thank you so much. I love you, man. I'm thankful for the early bird access. Thank you. God bless you. I appreciate you saying that. Happy Thanksgiving. Bless you and your family. Thankful for you and the lifers on this Thanksgiving day. Thank you so much. Send it, lifer. God bless, brother. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for this wonderful community you built and thankful to be a part. God bless the 99. Thank you, Grandmaster friend. I love you too, buddy. Great gratitude, Sam, for all your hard work. Thank you. Gains on gains. Love is love. Come kick it with the most profitable group in the game. More importantly, thankful for the lifer and the lifers. They keep me going. Get everything you deserve in this lifetime. Thank you, Stack. Dash, please. Let's take a look at Dash. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for everything you do. You and Jim Rohn have completely changed my thinking in life. Can you tell us about SNX? SNX is nice, but it's, it's gotten beaten down. It's synthetic assets, though, which is RWA, really the first RWA coin years ago. I'm getting Bootmap today. Sam, you're one of those off-topic, but I have a small growing business doing custom interior doors located in South Florida. Would love to hook you up somehow. Hey, man, let me know. I want to redo my bathroom. So if you can help me get the right guy to redo my bathroom. That's what I really want my bathroom just to look a little more enhanced. And my whole community, my bathroom is the least nicest. Whatever. I'm blessed. I have a bathroom. But I would email Cryptolifers if anyone knows how to redo a bathroom and knows what they're doing with that. All right. Anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate everybody. Let's take a look at Dash before we jump on out of here. Chainlink looks good to me. I think it's the trade of the day. Caspa looks good to me. Looks like it'll follow. Both will follow BTC. Both have real coins with real utility, right? And that's kind of what's taking over is utility. Look at Dash. To me, it's using this trend line as a retest and the 200 moving average. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets a bump. If Bitcoin gets a bump, everything's going to move up here. So I could see Dash making a move. This could be a nice entry for Dash. It's high risk, high reward for sure, though. And I'm not in love with altcoins just yet, like I usually am. I wait for them to get even stronger and then swing trade them in when they're like swing trade their best 10 days. Like wait for them to pump for 30 days and swing trade them in their best 10 to 12 days when the market's just the best. And then just when they start to see any weakening, just leave it alone, right? And just so take the majority of the move, but just like Chainlink, I see this kind of bouncing though. Previous support as resistance for Dash. And that could move back up to 81.14. So, everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to jump on out of here on this beautiful Thanksgiving day. I got to head on out and make an 11:55 appointment, which is going to be tough. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for always being here with me. And, enjoy your family today. Try not to be in the charts all the time. Put your phone down. Here's the deal. Go in your room, stare at the charts, give yourself that thing, and then take a deep breath, put your phone down, and walk out of that room, or go in the bathroom, whatever it is. Go into your walk-in closet, wherever you gotta go. Do your thing, and then, you know what I mean? And then put the phone down, come out, hang out with everyone. When you're with everyone, be present. I'm telling myself this too, so when I'm there, I'm present. Be present with everybody, all right? And you'll be the man or the woman of the party. And everyone won't be like, oh, there he is again in the crypto world all the time with his phone out, because they already think that about you. So show them differently. Show them that you're not that crypto, person that's just stuck in their phone all day. Show them that you're present, that you care, that you're a crypto lifer, but you're also a lifer. You put life into life. I love you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. God is here for each and every one of you. He opens your heart. He loves you no matter what. And you're a blessed person with miracles ahead of you. You have so much to give and so much to do in this beautiful life. You're full of opportunity. Never forget that. You are the opportunity, for you create the light that God can shine through. He needs to shine through somehow, right? How do you see God's light? If there was no one here, you could watch a bird, right? You could watch a sunset, and yes, it would be amazing. But has someone ever done something nice for you to the point where you couldn't believe it? For me, it's rare, but it's happened. All right? That's God, man. He's shining through people. So without people, how do we really know God? It's going to be hard. Right? Even Jesus was, he went through people to show us real life and to teach us. So each and every one of you is just a passageway for God to shine through. Don't you understand? So that other people can understand God's glory. Let that be, let that be the light that you are. And how could you not have a beautiful day? God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. Join the trading group today. Go to Cryptolifer.com. Black Friday sales start. Let's go, baby. I can't wait to see you. And if you got that QR code, look in your spam folder. If you can't find it, email us. support@cryptolifer@gmail.com or email cryptolifers@gmail.com. Someone will be there to help you out and make sure you get what you need. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the flip side. God bless.